We got us a corpse and cartridge occasion.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Someone said that they refused to believe that 200,000 people play this game. In response to that, I was showing them the Steam charts. You see how it says 6,000, almost 7,000 at a peak, 24 hours? First off, you got to keep in mind that this is just PC. But also, this number does look pretty low if you compare it to Tekken 8 Season 1. But it's really not that low. You see Season 1 was like 8,000, bro. We only lost like 2,000. People has been dooming this Steam chart ever since it hit 8,000. People was like, oh my God, it's 8,000, it's 8,000, oh my God. This is only PC. And this website allows us to see so much more. So this takes into consideration PlayStation and Xbox. You can see that the 5,800 who's playing right now, when combined with PlayStation, is 7,664. But this is how you get to the 240,000 players here. 250,000 actually. 255,000 people playing this game weekly. As the stream goes on, as the day go on, you will see the Europeans go to sleep. The Americans will come online, and you will still see that number say 7,000. As the Americans go to sleep, you will see this blue, which is Asia. You will see the Asians wake up, and you will see the Asians become the biggest majority. But still, the number will say 7,000, 6,000. So basically, what that means is that every day, there's roughly 7,000 Europeans, 7,000 Americans, 7,000 Asians playing the game, right? Not at the same time, because if they were, that would be like 21,000 players on, but different times of the different times, right? This is why when we look at Street Fighter, right? Now let's look at Street Fighter for comparison. So right now with Street Fighter, they have 6,000 people on, right? The number is pretty similar to Tekken 8. But the thing about Street Fighter is that you see this 30,000 number? For some crazy reason, Street Fighter is massively popular in Asia. In Japan, really. Japan is what's doing it. When Asia goes offline, 7,000 people are playing. It's the same thing with Tekken. If Tekken had 30,000 Asians, then it would be the same exact thing. If you were to cut out the Asian demographic, Tekken and Street Fighter are equal. Oh my God. Zakin. Basically, you do not have all 250,000 people playing the game at once. Some Tekken players can't play on this day. Some players can. Some this, some that. So that's what makes up the number. Guy who makes this website, I talked to him for 3 hours. He said that this number is 100% legit, and the only way you can duplicate a number is if you have multiple consoles. Great way to break it down, Moon. Thank you. Yeah, that's basically this number. I know it looks crazy, right? We all think Season 2 sucks. We all think Season 2 is horrible. We all think Season 2 this. So when you see that Season 2 is the most successful modern Tekken player count-wise, it's shocking. I'm just telling you the stats. If the stats said something different, I'll tell you something different. But I'm not going to know the stats is 250,000 people playing right now and then tell you that the game is dying. We were saying whether or not Harada is leaving the game in a bad state. And player count wise, no. Negative streamers just do it for content? No, I don't think so. This game is flawed in a like competitive sense, but casually the game is pretty flawless. The most diabolical things happen with this game when you're really good at it, when you're good enough to break it, kind of like a speed runner. When we all played Nintendo's World, or what's the Nintendo on 64? When we played that game, it was a perfect game, flawless. You go watch a competitive Mario guy play that game, it's going to look like Season 2. He's going to be sliding backwards. He's going to be glitching through walls. He's going to be doing stuff. That's the thing. It's like, if you're good enough to break Tekken 8, it's a very bad game. But most people aren't good enough to break it. Most people aren't good enough to do a 24-hit combo to the wall with heat, perfect Oki, resplat you and kill you. Most people can't do that. But for the people who can do it, it's unplayable. So that's what I think the difference is. Moon, see my last comment? Also, 250,000 players weekly is 35,000 players a day, basically. So the number makes sense. Yeah, exactly. That number that we were talking about, bro, makes sense. So if you were to nerf heat properties or tailspins, those guys wouldn't even know. There's a lot of things you can do to this game that will have practically no impact on a casual experience, but will have a tremendous impact on the competitive. And that's what they need to do. Like, if they take Hot Rock's plus frame mid out the game, there's no casual players who are going to be like, oh man. If they reduce the homing on it, if they reduce the frames, the frame advantage, they're not even going to notice that. They probably don't even know what the homing trail is. There's things that you could do like that will band-aid the game. You can't just remove certain stuff, but you can operate like the range of it. Someone who's button mashing isn't going to know that this move no longer wall splats, because even if it did wall splat, they weren't going to do an optimal combo and kill you. But once again, a speedrunner would do it. A speedrunner will use it optimally and kill you every time. If they attack the game with that mindset, they can save it. Street Fighter V did poorly and was saved by cosmetics, right? Street Fighter V is actually a very good comparison to Tekken 8 because Street Fighter V launched terribly and had horrible 50-50s. And the new leadership that took over during the lifespan, they were able to course correct. But that game was still stained all the way up until the very end, but it was like much better. It started to put Street Fighter back on track to be the top. And then when those guys who fixed Street Fighter V had their opportunity to make a totally new game, Street Fighter 6 was born, dominating. So Tekken 8 could be that. They had this idea that went very astray. They can course correct as much as possible. And then and this is what I love about the new DLC characters they're adding into the game. We can already see the course correct. Marizu, Armor King, and Fakram have the stances, and they have the Tekken 8, right? Heat and whatnot. But everyone loves it. It's no longer that they can't make the character or Tekken 8 this way. That's no longer the problem. They proved it 3 times that they can do Tekken 8, a new character, and it be fun, balanced, everything else. The only question mark is now is, can you revert the characters that's already tarnished? We have never seen that yet. We have never seen them have a character who's already in the game become something very good. They didn't do it with season 1 going into season 2. They haven't done it yet. So that's the only question mark. Can they do it? And I honestly don't know. I think they are currently showing a masterful understanding of what the players want and what they want to do with the 3 characters they have, but trying to impose that on the characters that exist already, you're going to run up against a lot of biases. Like, people will argue that, this character needs it a lot and then this character doesn't. But in reality, all of these characters need it. How do you get around all of the politics that, people were playing? Like Arsenal and Nee saying Anna's number 1. No, Brian's number 1. Both of those characters are terrible. The semantics is what a lot of people play, and that's the real thing. But really, bro, I think the player base so far has been doing a good job in fighting back against that. When Arslan and Nee was doing their whole politics, the players weren't picking sides and be like, no, Nee's right, no, Arsenal's right. We were standing on the sideline looking like both of you guys are idiots. So the fact that we can say that about them, I think we would be able to say that about any other stupid Twitter user, Reddit user, YouTuber, whoever who has this crazy opinion that the game doesn't need it, or, this character, my character's perfectly fine. Like, I think we've shown progress in season 2, and the developers have shown progress in season 2. And with Harada retiring, I think that he sees that progress. It shows that the time is right. Like I said, if season 3 is bad, it would have been bad regardless of whether Harada stayed or not. I mean, look at what happened with season 2. Season 2 happened because Harada was so preoccupied doing everything else he was doing. Nakatsu just did his thing. For people who are saying, don't go Harada, don't leave us here with Michael Murray and Nakatsu, I think they're missing the point. Nakatsu was already in full control since Tekken 8 hit the shelves. Michael Murray told us straight up that he's basically just a playtester. He gives feedback, he says yes and no. That's pretty much all. Michael Murray said it out of his own mouth. That's what he does. And we see with Harada, it's pretty much the same thing. He's just a figurehead, and not even in a bad sense. Because usually when you hear like figurehead and stuff like that, you think like, oh, like that's not good. But the reason is because Harada was already looking to retire. I think he deserves it, bro. I think he earned it. He transformed this franchise into like a franchise. Tekken 8 in its current state has a lot of people playing it, a lot of people enjoying it. They just need to fix a couple of things, big things. But if they could do that, bro, it would be great.